Have you ever looked at someone in their 90s or even 100s and thought, how do they do it? How are they still so full of life, energy, and joy? It's easy to assume it's just good genes or luck, but what if I told you there's more to it than that? What if I told you that living a long, healthy life isn't about some mysterious secret, it's about small, daily habits that anyone can start doing today? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. We're diving into the secrets of the world's oldest people, those who live in blue zones, special regions around the globe where people live longer, healthier lives than anywhere else. These aren't just random habits, they're proven, science-backed practices that have helped people not only live past 100 but thrive well into their later years. In this video, we'll explore 4 daily habits from blue zones that you can start incorporating into your life today. These habits are simple, practical, and don't require any drastic changes. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or beyond, it's never too late to make small changes that can have a big impact on your health and happiness. So, let's get started with the first habit, moving naturally. Now, when I say moving naturally, I don't mean running marathons or spending hours at the gym. In fact, the world's oldest people aren't doing that at all. Instead, they're staying active in ways that feel natural and enjoyable. Think about it, in blue zones, people aren't sitting at desks all day or spending their evenings on the couch. They're gardening, walking to the market, cooking meals from scratch, or even dancing. These activities keep their bodies moving without feeling like a chore. Take Okinawa, Japan, for example, one of the world's blue zones. People there live some of the longest lives on the planet, and a big part of that is their active lifestyle. They grow their own vegetables, knead their own bread, and walk everywhere. It's not about intense workouts, it's about staying active in ways that fit seamlessly into their daily lives. So, how can you start moving naturally? Begin small. Take a 10-minute walk after breakfast, tend to a garden, or dance to your favorite music at home. If you enjoy being outdoors, try walking to a nearby park or even just around your neighborhood. The key is to find activities you enjoy and make them a regular part of your day. Remember, it's not about pushing yourself to the limit, it's about keeping your body active in ways that feel good. And the best part? These small movements add up over time, helping you stay strong, flexible, and full of energy as you age. Now, let's talk about the second habit, eating a plant-based diet. When researchers studied the diets of people in blue zones, they found something surprising: meat is a rare treat, not a daily staple. Instead, their diets are centered around whole, plant-based foods, things like beans, lentils, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and whole grains. These foods are packed with nutrients, fiber, and antioxidants, which help protect against chronic diseases and keep the body functioning at its best. For example, in Sardinia, Italy, another blue zone, people live some of the longest lives in the world, and their diet plays a huge role. They eat plenty of whole grain bread, fresh vegetables, and beans, with meat reserved for special occasions. And it's not just about what they eat, it's also about how they eat. Meals are shared with family and friends, eaten slowly, and enjoyed without distractions. It's a way of eating that nourishes both the body and the soul. So, how can you start eating like the world's oldest people? Begin by adding more plant-based foods to your meals. Swap out meat for beans or lentils a few times a week. Add an extra serving of vegetables to your lunch or dinner. Snack on nuts and fruits instead of processed snacks. And try to make meals a social event, invite a friend over for dinner, or sit down with your family and really savor the experience. It's not about giving up your favorite foods entirely, it's about making small, sustainable changes that add up over time. Now that we've covered moving naturally and eating a plant-based diet, let's move on to the next habit, cultivating strong social connections. This one might surprise you, but it's just as important as diet and exercise when it comes to living a long, healthy life. So, let's dive into that next. Now, let's talk about the third habit of the world's oldest people: cultivating strong social connections. This one might surprise you, but it's just as important as diet and exercise when it comes to living a long, healthy life. In fact, research shows that having strong social ties can add years to your life, and not just any years, but happy years. In blue zones, people don't just live longer, they live together. Family, friends, and community are at the heart of their daily lives. Take Okinawa, for example. There, people form something called moais, small groups of friends who support each other for life. They meet regularly, share meals, and even help each other through tough times. It's not just about having fun, it's about having a sense of belonging and purpose. Or consider Sardinia, where multi-generational living is the norm. Grandparents, parents, and children all live under one roof or nearby, creating a strong support system. This isn't just about convenience, it's about connection. Studies have shown that loneliness can be as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But in blue zones, people are rarely lonely. They're surrounded by loved ones who care for them and give their lives meaning. So, how can you cultivate stronger social connections? Start by reaching out to the people who matter most to you. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or invite a neighbor over for coffee. If you're feeling isolated, consider joining a club or group that aligns with your interests. Whether it's a book club, a gardening group, or even an online community. The key is to prioritize relationships and make time for them, just like you would for exercise or eating well. Remember, it's not about having hundreds of friends, it's about having a few meaningful connections that bring joy and support to your life. Now, let's move on to the fourth habit: finding your purpose. In blue zones, people don't just live long lives, they live lives full of meaning. They wake up every morning with a sense of purpose, a reason to get out of bed and embrace the day. In Okinawa, they call it ikigai, which roughly translates to the reason you wake up in the morning. It's not about having a big, grand mission, it's about finding something that gives your life meaning, whether it's caring for your grandchildren, tending to a garden, or volunteering in your community. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, another blue zone, people often talk about their plan de vida, or life plan. They believe that having a clear sense of purpose helps them stay active and engaged, even as they age. And science backs this up. Studies have shown that people with a strong sense of purpose are less likely to suffer from chronic diseases, depression, or cognitive decline. They're also more likely to live longer, healthier lives. So, how can you find your purpose? Start by reflecting on what brings you joy and fulfillment. What activities make you lose track of time? What do you feel passionate about? It could be something as simple as spending time with your family, learning a new skill, or giving back to your community. The key is to find something that resonates with you and makes you feel alive. And remember, your purpose can evolve over time. What mattered to you at 40 might be different from what matters to you at 70, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep exploring and stay connected to what gives your life meaning. Now that we've covered all four habits: moving naturally, eating a plant-based diet, cultivating strong social connections, and finding your purpose, let's wrap up with some practical tips on how to incorporate these habits into your daily life and make them stick. Now that we've explored the 4 daily habits of the world's oldest people: moving naturally, eating a plant-based diet, cultivating strong social connections, and finding your purpose, let's talk about how you can bring these habits into your own life. The beauty of these rituals is that they're not about drastic changes or rigid rules. They're about small, consistent steps that add up over time to create a life full of vitality, joy, and meaning. Let's start with moving naturally. You don't need to run a marathon or spend hours at the gym. Instead, focus on incorporating more movement into your daily routine. Maybe it's taking a walk after dinner, gardening, or even dancing to your favorite music. The key is to find activities you enjoy and make them a regular part of your day. If you're not used to being active, start small. Even a 10-minute walk can make a difference. Over time, you'll find that these small movements add up, leaving you feeling stronger, more energized, and more connected to your body. Next, let's revisit eating a plant-based diet. This doesn't mean you have to give up meat entirely, unless you want to, of course. Instead, focus on adding more plant-based foods to your meals. Start by swapping out meat for beans or lentils a few times a week. Add an extra serving of vegetables to your lunch or dinner. Snack on nuts and fruits instead of processed snacks. And don't forget to make meals a social event. Invite a friend or family member over for dinner, or sit down with your loved ones and really savor the experience. Eating well isn't just about nourishing your body, it's about nourishing your soul. Now, let's talk about cultivating strong social connections. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to let relationships fall by the wayside. But as we've seen, strong social ties are essential for a long, healthy life. So, make an effort to reach out to the people who matter most to you. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or invite a neighbor over for coffee. If you're feeling isolated, consider joining a club or group that aligns with your interests. Whether it's a book club, a gardening group, or an online community, the key is to prioritize relationships and make time for them. Remember, it's not about having hundreds of friends, it's about having a few meaningful connections that bring joy and support to your life. Finally, let's revisit finding your purpose. This might feel like a big, abstract concept, but it doesn't have to be. Start by reflecting on what brings you joy and fulfillment. What activities make you lose track of time? What do you feel passionate about? It could be something as simple as spending time with your family, learning a new skill, or giving back to your community. The key is to find something that resonates with you and makes you feel alive. And remember, your purpose can evolve over time. What mattered to you at 40 might be different from what matters to you at 70, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep exploring and stay connected to what gives your life meaning. So, how do you put all these rituals together? The key is to start small and be consistent. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Instead, focus on making one small change at a time. Maybe this week, you start by taking a 10-minute walk every day. Next week, you add an extra serving of vegetables to your meals. The week after that, you reach out to a friend or family member you haven't spoken to in a while. Over time, these small changes will add up, creating a life full of vitality, joy, and meaning. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought: living a long, healthy life isn't about following a strict set of rules or chasing after some elusive fountain of youth. It's about embracing the small, daily habits that bring joy, connection, and purpose to your life. It's about moving your body, nourishing yourself with good food, surrounding yourself with loved ones, and finding something that gives your life meaning. These are the secrets of the world's oldest people, and they can be your secrets too. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend or family member who might benefit from it too. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life after 60. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these habits are you excited to try? Have you already made some of these changes in your life? Let me know. I read every comment and love hearing your stories. Here's to your health, happiness, and longevity. Remember, it's never too late to make positive changes. See you in the next video.